Steph Curry, he was rolling last night, had 31 points and 11 rebounds as he led the Warriors to a 110-99 victory over the Knicks in the Garden. New York was still within 7 with under 3.5 remaining, but Curry made 3-pointers for Golden State's next 2 baskets to push the lead back into double digits. The Warriors closed off the month on fire, winning 11 of their 14 games in the month, closing the 3rd best net efficiency behind the Celtics and Warriors, while the Knicks enter March ice cold, losing 8 of their 12 games in February with a negative net efficiency. But let's put this in perspective. I mean, the Knicks haven't had their team. They haven't been healthy, so let's be honest here. All right, Big Perk, tell me this. Are the Warriors the biggest dark horse in the West?
Oh, God. No, no. Hell no.
Even with one eye, they're not, right, Perk?
They're sitting at the number 10 spot in the West, okay? That means that, hey, they're going to have to get out of the play-in tournament. Do I think they're going to be in the postseason for us being out of the play-in tournament when it starts? Hell no. For the simple fact that, guess what? They might just have to face the Los Angeles Lakers. And when I think about LeBron James and Steph Curry matching up, 2 out of the last 3 years, guess who sent them home? It was LeBron James. So before we could start talking about are they the dark horse of winning the Western Conference, they actually got to make the playoffs. They're in the play-in tournament right now. And I get it. They're playing some fantastic basketball right now. Jonathan Kuminga has found his niche. Steve Kerr has, trust in him. Steve Kerr has done an exceptional job for us mixing the vets with the young guys and his rotations. I get all that. But the fact of the matter is they're still sitting in the 10th spot, and I still don't believe that if they were to make the playoffs, they couldn't beat the Clippers, the Nuggets, or the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I hate to do this because this is my brother. This is my little big bro right here. I mean, I hate to do this, but I disagree with you, first of all. I'm not saying that they, first of all, I shouldn't say I disagree with you because I don't consider them the biggest dark horse out west. And I get where you're coming from about the Lakers because the Lakers are also in the playing
They will play each other right now.
And they will play each other, so we get all of that, and the Lakers have sent them home. So they're not the biggest. You're right. I still think they're a very, very formidable threat. But I had to call Big Perk out on national television right now, Eminem. I usually wouldn't do that. I just messing with him about his eye. I knew it was makeup. I just messing with him about that. But I am messing with him about this too.
You knew it wasn't
makeup. So check this
okay.
out. Yeah, I did. I mean, obviously it's you. I mean, you would be the expert. You would know. Here's the point, Eminem.
Yes.
Big Perk was on television the other night because when Big Perk's on, I got to watch. Okay. And he was on television the other night, and the Clippers were up on the Lakers. At halftime, Big Perk said, you know something? It's just levels to this. And the Clippers are showing you understand? It's just levels. And then LeBron James turned around and said, Perk, what the hell were you talking about? What the hell were you saying? And then all of a sudden, when we looking for Perk post-game, couldn't find him. So I just want to make sure that the world understands that Perk, the prophet that is Big Perk, isn't always prophetic. Not always. And so when you sit up here and you talk about the Golden State Warriors, even though I get where you're coming from, and don't lead all the way back because we need to see you. You're too big to be missed now. Here's the deal. When you look at Steph Curry, all right, and the greatness of Steph Curry, and I look at what the pieces around him are doing, yeah, they seem a bit too small. I get it. But when they're making shots, Lord have mercy. There's something to watch. And I'm just saying, don't sleep on the Warriors. Don't sleep on them. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
2 things real quick, Monica.
But they are not the biggest dark horse. He's right. It is the Lakers.
Go ahead, Perk.
Okay, 2 things. One, I'm glad you corrected that at the end and not straddling the fence as you've been doing for the entire season on first.
Yeah, get him, Perk.
Not standing on business. Number 2, I also keep receipts. Now, yesterday, I was off because I had obligations. I was shooting a commercial yesterday. I still was watching you. And you're not a prophet either. I saw you apologize on national television.
I know.
Because you said that the Clippers were going to kick the Lakers' ass.
That
was your exact word. So everything that come out of your mouth is not the gospel?
But I never said that it was. I was just pointing out that.
Well, allow me to clarify from the pulpit, since y'all need some help. I think the thing that trips us on this question is we got to define dark horse. The same way I really think we need to define contender, y'all, because we keep having this conversation. How many teams can be contenders? What is a dark horse trying to do?
How about this? The dark horse, for the purposes of this conversation, y'all, the dark horse is the team that nobody was talking about being in the championship equation that may very well end up in the championship equation. How about that as a dark horse?
All right, let's do it.
You know what I would say? I'd say the Dallas Mavericks.
I was about to say, that's the one that we haven't been talking about. We've been talking about these two teams because of their fan bases and how they drive. This is what I will say about the Warriors, because we started this week with Draymond's comments over the weekend about believing they had enough to contend. Last night, I did a double take calling that game because I'm like, are they that good? And then I had to remember that the Knicks obviously are depleted. They are second in the league in rebounding, surprisingly, despite their size. They have such a knack for finding their long rebounds when they miss three-point shots. Draymond and Steph, the way Steph moves, y'all, it is still a thing of beauty. It is masterful. His gravity is there. There is a world in which they draw a larger matchup, a team with size, probably more likely Minnesota than anybody else. And maybe their quickness and speed poses some real problems.
And their accuracy.
But I don't see beyond a series. Like, it gets tricky for me. So I actually still lean the Lakers being the darker horse and the Mavs.
Well, my dark horse in the West is actually the New Orleans Pelicans. When I think about what they have in the depth and what Zion Williamson has been doing, do you know since the All-Star break, he ranks number 3 for his points in the paint? He's been making sure that he gets everyone involved. C.J. McCollum has been balling out of control, averaging a little under 20 points a game. Brandon Ingram, we don't talk about him enough, a younger version of Kevin Durant when it comes to the offensive end, being able to get to his spots, rise up over, guys that are smaller than him, knocking down crucial shots, tough shots. And then when I think about the wings, right, you look at the kid Murphy. You look at Jose Alvarado, right? Alvarado coming in off the bench, picking up 94 feet. Big Valanciunas down in the paint, just anchoring the defense. So when I think about the New Orleans Pelicans, they're my sleeper to come out of the Western Conference.
Let me say this to you. And it was some noise, over the weekend because of how they tried to troll me because I called them out. Let me say this, and I'm dead serious. We don't have to get into the details, but we have to make sure that the level of discipline that Zion is presently exercising is something he will continue to exercise as the season progresses because there's a lot on the line. We look at them, and I totally agree with you about their depth. I believe in Willie Green as a coach, but in the end of the day, it's been 22 years. They've got 2 playoff series wins.
But let me say this.
They've got as many names over the last 22 years as they do playoff series wins. 2.
But let me say this. C.J. McCollum, during the All-Star break, was on NBA Today, and he said the accountability that they have in the locker room and the way that they're able to be open and honest, I think Zion is going to be perfectly fine.
So, and I will add this, only because I just had their game.
They also got some size on them, too.
They have terrific size. Herb Jones was a name you didn't mention in terms of their
I like
wings.
Herb. I like
Herb.
Herb.
Should be all defensive team. He's upped his game offensively. Going into Wednesday's game, they had 15 different lineups. And Zion had played about 80% of his game going into Wednesday's game. And so there is something happening there. They're very focused on being out of the play-in, having both won and been successful in the play-in and lost last year in the play-in. But I like that as a dark horse.
As an aside, not Molly, just a huge nugget, some breaking. It's not breaking news.
A nugget.
It's a nugget, but it's something I wanted to tell you.
Tell me.
I've never had the pleasure of being to Paris. Other than passing through when I was departing from Magic Johnson's 60th birthday celebration in San Jose.
Oh, God.
But I will tell you this.
What a drop.
I have been asked, to attend Fashion Week in Paris. I just want to say that.
Who asked you?
That's my next question.
Who? Who is this person?
I just want to say that.
Who is
I'm
this
not
person?
revealing. That'll be revealed at a later date.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as you can see, I mean, when you think about the kind of outfits that I might rock because of where I'm at, I'm just letting y'all know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm dropping it. It is possible. I haven't
You haven't
made that
decided?
decision. It is possible that I might show up at Fashion Week in Paris.
Okay, I just
Patty,
wondering if I can get a ticker,
saying.
like I can get a check mark on the screen every
just
time
saying.
he does a humble brag.
Right.
Is that even a humble brag, or is that just like,
Johnson, 60
or is that just like a
Sandra
straight up
Bay.
brag?
I'm biting.